So ladies and gents, today we're looking at how to measure angles using a protractor. We've already looked at the types of angles, so your first task will just to see if you can remember. So we've got acute angles, less than 90, they're tiny little cute ones. We've got right angles that are 90, no more no less. Obtuse ones, big fat ones, they are bigger than 90, but less than 180. Reflex angles go all the way around, they're bigger than 180. And they're all measured in degrees. Well, we'll look at our protractor. This is the protractor you've got. It's a 180 degree protractor. Let's have a look at some of the parts. It has this bit here, which is a baseline. And we'll use that to measure our angles. That'll be an important word that we use. It's also got this tiny little bit in the center here. And these crosshairs are where the two lines meet. And that'll be really important when we're measuring our angles too. Next thing we need to note is there's two sets of numbers. We've got this one on the outside, counting from 0 here all the way around to 180. And on the opposite side we've got the numbers on the inside, that again the 0 starts on this side now and counts all the way around to 180. And that's important that we've got two sets so we can measure different types of angles. When measuring angles it's important we know which ones to use. So first thing we're going to do with our angle is find the baseline. So that's our angle there. It's a turn, which means that this line has turned up to here, and we're measuring this turn here. Whether I measure it here or here, it's always going to be the same. So I've got my baseline. I can then get my back protractor. So we've said on our protractor the baseline is here. On my angle the baseline is here. So the first thing I have to do is to match those up. I've got to make sure the crosshairs part, the little part that we said crosses, that goes on the corner of the angle or the vertex of the shape. So we can see that those two meet. So my baseline's there and my crosshair, the corner, is on this little point here. And once I've done that, I can measure my angle. So the baseline is starting on 0, which means I'm using the inside numbers, and I count up and I can see that the inside, the angle here, is pointing to the number 40. So when I count up, that means that that angle is 40 degrees. I'll look at another one. So we start with the baseline. The angle's turned up to here now, so we're measuring this turn. First thing I do is pop my baseline on the right part of the protractor, and I put the crosshairs, the little tiny point here, on the corner or the vertex of the shape. Then we're counting up. If we look again, with the inside numbers, because the baseline is on 0, so I'm counting inside numbers. I count all the way around, and it's showing that this angle is 70 degrees. Let's look at one that's a little bit bigger. This is an obtuse angle now, it's bigger than 90, but it still works the same way. I've got my baseline, this is going to be my corner, or the vertex of the shape. I match them up. I'm now counting around, my baseline is inside. It's the inside numbers again because the baseline's on 0, and if I count around this time, I can see that the angle is 120. Last time, this time the angle, the baseline is here and the turn is going the opposite way. So the angle's facing left, so the turn's the opposite way. So if we put our protractor on this time, the baseline's still going in the right place. The crosshairs are going to go on the corner or vertex of the shape, but this time I'm using the outside numbers because the baseline is on 0 and the 0 now is on the outside of the numbers. So we're counting the other way. So this angle is, if you look, counting all the way around the outside, the angle is 60. So that would be 60 degrees. Make sure you don't read the wrong one and put it as 120 degrees because we're counting from 0. We're counting the turn.